Hello, friends. Hi. Martha Creek here, marthacreek.com to contact me. Looking at the science of mind, teaching, and text as a philosophy, a faith, and a way of life. The Science of Mind by Dr. Ernest Holmes. This is from page 197, the reflection today. Our own concepts limit us. The concepts I refer to limit me. Realizing that conscious thought operates through a power which is infinite, we can see that there would be no limit to our power, no actual limit, other than the limit of our ability. We're limited by our own incapacities, our own limits, our own closed-mindedness, our own lack of experience to conceive this power and to operate through this power as this power within us. And we're limited then not by principle, but by our inability to see the perfection in what is, by our limit, our own inability to access the law, the power, the principle. No shame, no blame, no guilt. One of my teachers used to say, you can't exceed your own evolution. Who's responsible for our evolution? Our thought can bring out a condition. Our thought brings out conditions based on how we conceive it, how we perceive it, what we call it, what we name it, what we give life and power to. So if I look upon a thing and call it a tragedy, I'm going to experience it as a tragedy. If I look upon something and awfulize it, awful, ain't it awful, then I'm going to experience it as that. So through the power of my choice to call it literally what it is, less conceptual, then I'm not going to have the same effect. So for example, if I have a flat tire on the car, I go out here to go somewhere and the tire's flat, then the mind would be, ain't it awful, ain't it awful, ain't it awful, after all I've done for God. So I'm party to that. I've just created, not the flat tire. And that's another lesson for another day. And you may believe you created the flat tire. I don't think I have the power to do that. And if I had the power to it, I'd have the power to uncreate it. I could spontaneously inflate like it was deflated. What I am creating is my experience of the flat tire. And if I look upon a thing and call it just what it is factually, this is a flat tire, period, and keep a clear distinction between the facts of it, it's a flat tire, and the feelings about it, ain't it awful, ain't it awful, ain't it awful, then I'm going to have a different experience. That leaves me empowered to create what a sane, sensible next step would be here. I have a flat tire, to get it inflated by calling someone that's expert at that, AAA, going to a neighbor, watching a YouTube video to see how to do it myself, DIY. All sorts of options are there. And it sounds easy, and it's no little thing for that unquestioned part of us to awfulize. And then even long after the flat tire, to still be talking about the flat tire. How was your day, Martha? Well, did you hear I had a flat tire? Oh my God. You had a flat tire? Are you kidding? Yes, I had a flat tire. Ain't that awful, awful, awful? Then ring, ring, 3 days later. Hey, Martha, how's your week going? Did you hear I had a flat tire? A month later. Hey, Martha, how's it going? Well, My month started off with a flat tire in my garage. So, what are you recreating by talking about it? What's the consequence on you of retelling that? The more godlike our thoughts are, the more godlike our view is, our perspective, our viewpoint, our higher consciousness, the truest, highest, most noble, most complete, most peaceful thought will demonstrate. Our thought reflects and can reflect a higher perspective, a greater perfection. So, in my example of the flat tire, it could be if I was holding a higher perspective, I don't have to like that the tire is flat, but I'd also be aware that I've been driving a car, tractors, trucks, and God knows what else, everything in between, for going on 50 years now. And out of 50 years, I've experienced maybe 3 flat tires. Talk about miracles. We must not divorce true mental healing from true spiritual work. As thought reaches a higher degree of perfection, as the race consciousness unfolds and evolves, it will bring out a still greater development of life than we've ever known. Would that be okay with you?